Hi, it's Red Snapper and welcome to the Showgirl's Closet. Today I am showing off some shoes that I am not getting rid of because they were given to me by the dear, sweet, late, great Kitten Natividad. I used to wear higher heels when I was in pole classes. We'd wear like 5-inch heels, and my foot is maybe 8 inches, 8.25 inches long, so it's not super big. Having a 5-inch heel, it was like 3.5 to 4 inches of heel and then an inch of platform. Small feet, right? Kitten also had small feet, and Kitten had shoes that she was offloading. So I lucked into a couple of pairs of shoes from Kitten. I can't wear them on stage. I just can't. Kitten wears a 7. I wear somewhere between a 6 and a 7, usually about a 6.5. I can't walk in these shoes. I've worn them for shoots, largely for burlesque land shoots, where Mr. Snapper would have to help me put on the shoes. But I'm keeping them because it's a nice way for me to keep Kitten here with me. Like, she's my patron saint, or one of them. I love that I got these things. Not everybody gets to take a piece of a legend with them. And part of life is you make connections where you are. You make connections where you live. I lived in Los Angeles. I got to connect up with Los Angeles people, including Kitten. I had a health scare in 2016, and Kitten checked on me, and Kitten was concerned for me, and that was incredibly sweet. I mean, that she knew who I was, I know. Yes, I got the shoes, and she gave me this fabulous raincoat at the Hollywood Burlesque Festival, but she knew who I was. That was very touching. So we'll take a look at these Kitten shoes. I'm only putting on one pair and I have to grab onto the wall while I put them on. You'll see why. So first up, we have these Janie shoes. These are size 7. I'm going to set one of them down and we'll take a look at the other. Okay, first, look at that heel. That is bananas. If you have, I understand how drag queens will wear shoes like this because their feet are a lot longer. So that 4-inch rise isn't so bad. They have more than an 1.5 or 2 inches of foot on the ground. They have all of the ball of their feet on the ground instead of walking on their tippy toes. But these have a strap, and I couldn't put the strap on by myself. Usually I was standing because of whatever I was wearing. It was easier for me to stand to get the shoes on. So Mr. Snapper had to spend plenty of time putting the shoes on me, taking the shoes off me. I'd put my hand on him so that I'd have a place to balance when I put on the shoes. But I think these are, well, these have to be proper stripper shoes. There's nothing on the bottom, no traction on the bottom. So if someone were to dance in these somehow, I don't even know how that's possible, but they would need to put something on the base so that they wouldn't slide across the stage. Now, Kitten would say, I said, those heels are so high. And she said, well, you just wear them to get into the bed and then you take them off. Which I thought was hilarious. And I think about myself wearing shoes like this, like, oh, look, I'm trying to be sexy and then tripping or stepping on one of 3 dogs. Like, how do you do that? Maybe professionally if you don't have dogs on set or whatever, but they're this, okay, so the red shoes, these are insanely high. Now I believe the black shoes are also, yeah, I think they're the same height. They are, okay, so let's look at the black shoes. These are, they're flaking apart because, I mean, they're not leather shoes. Leather will still, like the cure can come off after a lot of wear and tear. I've worn these more in shoots, and I don't have to get strapped into them. But again, look at that. Look at the heel. How insane is that? That's very, very high. Especially when you've got like a toe on the ground and everything else is stretched and balanced in onto the heel. And looking beneath, roughed up, or not roughed up, it's very slick. So if someone were to somehow try to dance in these, they would have to put some kind of pad on the bottom that could grip the stage a little bit. Otherwise, just wiping out in one of these, that would be really painful. All right, so I'm going to awkwardly put these on, and I will probably hold on to the wall for balance the entire time because they are bananas. I probably should have put the other one on first. There we go. So the only thing that I securely have on the floor is my big toe. The ball of my foot, let's see if I can plie down to it. The ball of my foot is here, which it's kind of at an angle. This is a little deceiving. It's not fully securely on the ground to give me balance. And my toes are, the rest of my toes are kind of useless as far as balance goes because they are pinched into these witchy shoes. But like, here's dancing in them. 7th grade sway. And all while holding on to something. My foot is so small that they are unsafe for me. That's for sure. So we'll look at the size of my foot versus the size of the heel. So here is my foot. And here is the heel. So it's like just big toe on the ground because of the extreme angle. Thank you so much for joining me and sharing the love for Kitten and the love for Kitten's shoes, even though I can't really wear them other than photo shoots. It's still really nice to have them. I'm very appreciative that I have these and that I got to have the experience of someone as wonderful as Kitten Natividad in my life, where we had interactions. She was so genuine and sweet, and I'm also lucky that my friend Chris Beyond introduced us. Not everybody gets that. Not everybody gets to meet and chat with a hero or somebody who passes along great information, gives mentoring advice here and there. So that's very cool. Very lucky. If you have the opportunity to meet a legend in your field, meet them, chat with them, get to know them as best you can. You may not become best friends. I know I didn't become best friends, but I did have her as a resource that I could reach out to. Do that. Get to know people who've been there before you because they may have some amazing advice. That's all for now. Bye.